Hello, dear friends. We are. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you with another chapter from the book Calmness by the Spirit Emmanuel through the mediumship of Francisco Cândido Xavier. And today's chapter is titled by Emmanuel Avoiding Restlessness. Most important topic on the times of the earth. And I hope that if you're feeling restless today, this message can bring you some tools and tips on how to achieve calmness and tranquility in your life. Emmanuel will start this chapter by saying, quote, considering that restlessness in us generates restlessness in those around us, let us review, at least from time to time, the inductors that might impel us to this non-tranquil state. Unquote. First phrase of this message. First teachings. What do you do? What we do in our daily lives, what we feel, what we think, the actions and ideas that we have an effect on others. Knowing of this gives us the power and the agency to do better, to realize when we're becoming restless, we are causing restlessness in others. We are model for everyone around us. We are being watched whether we know it or not. People absorb those behaviors, and restlessness in us generates restlessness in those around us. So if you're feeling agitated, restless, angry, we need to stop and be mindful, recognize that's change in state, and say, now I need to be calmer and tranquil, because otherwise others around us will also become that way. Think about many times you entered a situation where one person was bitter, angry, and then all of the people around engaged and amplified that behavior. Or maybe sometime in some situations you were the one who became agitated, restless, and then that caused the restlessness to be transmitted, if you will, around the room. Our emotions are contagious. When we feel something and we express it, we have the power to impose onto others those feelings as well. The same way that a virus is contagious, a bacteria can be contagious, our emotions are too. And there's a term, right? Emotional contagion. So we need to be mindful to not be spreading restlessness. And how do we work on not being restless? He says, let's just review from time to time the inductors that might impel us to this state. What is causing us? What are the triggers that allow us, or the triggers that are causing us to be restless? So if you go through your life, what are the things, situations, places, and people that are impelling you to be restless, not to engage in a state of tranquility? And then we can work hard to not allow those situations, places, and people to cause us to be restless, right? That's the invitation in this first phrase is to meditation, is to analyzing what is causing us to be restless, being able to take a deep breath, stop yourself mid restlessness so that you don't pass it along to others. He will continue, quote, remember that all of us, incarnated or discarnate spirits in evolution on the earth, are still far from being perfect spirits, unquote. So here's it is kindly reminding us that we have still a lot to do to become a perfect spirit. And he's also telling us what is the goal while we are incarnated or discarnate and still sticking around on the earth. He says we are all spirits in evolution. When you evolve, you become better, You become improved. You learn things. You gain knowledge. You help others. That's part of evolution, is becoming better, more patient, kinder, calmer, more tranquil, more less restlessness in our lives. He continues, quote, "It is almost impossible to continue without errors on the journey. But we must recognize that divine providence never withholds resources for us to correct them," unquote. So he's telling us that it's likely that you and I will have errors, will make mistakes along the way in that journey of evolution to become a perfect spirit. However, we have, through divine providence, the resources that we need to correct the errors. Do you find yourself impatient? Divine providence can help us to gain a sense of patience and tranquility. When we recognize we're becoming impatient, we can pray so that our guardian angels can be by our side, for example. We can use the inbuilt systems of our nervous systems in the body to take a deep breath in, a few times. That allows your parasympathetic nervous system to allow you to lower your heart rate, lower your blood pressure. It's every day, little by little steps to recognize, stop the madness of doing addiction to busyness, so that we can do less, better, with more quality and mindfulness. And then we are able to actually stop. If I'm constantly checking something, doing something, going from place to place to place, I'm unable to have the mindful moment where I recognize this, I'm becoming impatient. So he's asking us to also be indulgent. He's remembering that we are always still imperfect. So he's asking us to be kinder and more indulgent towards others. Think about this way. Always reverse the situation. If you were impatient, how would you like people to treat you? If you found yourself in that situation, would you like people to yell at you, make you go away, or would you like someone to be indulgent? So we would like to be someone to be kinder to us, therefore we are kinder to others. We do unto others what we would like them to do unto us, right? And then this is a very important message for today. Quote, "Accept yourself as you are and where you are, so that you can safely walk towards what you should be in the best condition you need to achieve," unquote. Wherever we are, whatever level of patience, kindness, and indulgence, calmness, tranquility, restlessness, anger we are, accept. Say, this is where I am. This is where I am today. This is what kind of spiritual qualities I acquire. Those are the things I have to work on. So you accept yourself at this stage of your evolutionary path, so that you can have a plan, a multimillionaire plan, that including working, getting even better on the qualities, on the goodness that you have already achieved, and working on what still needs to work, what is still lacking in our lives. And how do we do this? This is the tips and tricks. Quote, consult the past through an archival file that facilitates your movements in the right path. However, do not get tied up to the negative memories, because today is the day to build tomorrow with the selected material that you have in the field of experience, unquote. Now he's saying, analyze what you've done, look around, what are the things you've sowed, and what now you're reaping the benefits of what the things we did, or suffering the consequences of our wrong acts. But he's saying, do that so that it can facilitate your movement towards the right path, towards the right direction, towards that evolutionary state of a superior spirit. He says, don't get tied up to negative memories. It's important that we accept where we are, don't stagnate, don't make excuses for where we are and continue in that mistake, but we find ways to use the experiences of the past as steps so we can climb forward. He continues, quote, release the ability to understand and forgive with which the Creator has endowed each of us. This way, resentment in the face of conflicts in actions and opinions in the areas of works in which you see yourself does not cause you to be imbalanced, unquote. He's saying here that the Creator has endowed each and every one of us with the ability to understand and forgive. Look at the past, see what is yours to to reap now, to what have you sowed, and now you're collecting those fruits. What is others? And then release that ability to understand and forgive that is within you. The Creator has given us the ability. We just have to look at it and work with it so that it's a muscle to exercise, an understanding muscle, forgiveness muscle. Because he says, don't stay. In the previous phrase, he says, don't stay tied up to the memories of the past, the negative memories of the past. Now he's going to give us even more tips. Quote, do not believe in illness and tiredness so much that it prevents you from serving others, working always a little harder. Selflessly helping others will always be the basis of any improvement, unquote. So, in other words, do the good, do the good, do the good. Visualize the good in others. Help others to be the best they can be. Give them the resources to grow. He says here, selflessly helping others will always be the basis of any improvement. Selflessly helping others so that when you help, we don't expect anything in return. Is a help that you give without expecting any benefit for ourselves, and that's violates the law of reciprocity that we have in our psychological basis, right? However, he's saying, do you see someone who could do better? Understand and forgive and give them the resources that they need to get better so they can improve. And while selflessly helping them, we can improve. You can improve as well. Quote, let us cultivate respect for ourselves, without which we do not know how to earn respect for others. Let us trust in God above all, without forgetting that God also trusts each of us, unquote. So let us trust God and divine providence, and the Creator has endowed us with all those abilities of love and understanding and forgiveness that have given us the blessed opportunity of being together on the earth today, knowing that God also trusts in us. God give us through divine providence all of the resources that we need to correct our errors and to build our tomorrow through the good actions of today, through the presence of our guardian angels, for spiritual aid missions, for inspiring the physical disciplines of the earth to make life better for everybody in technology advances, engineering advances, medicine and nursing advantages. Um, those things are done through God's action in people, through people. You and I get better. You and I act upon the earth so the lives of all can be better. So God has entrusted us the ability of being co-creators in goodness. So let's choose that for ourselves today. And when we serve others, when we help others, we avoid being restless today so that we don't spread the restlessness to others. And I wish you much calm and tranquil morning, dear friends, as we end this chapter today. However, Make sure to spread goodness and calmness all around you. And until next time, I wish you many, many blessings. I will see you soon.